Yeah, I'll have a large extra butter popcorn, and she'll have snow caps. Really? Snow caps? They taste like cardboard. Okay.
Come along, it's time for you to listen to this review from DC to MCU. It's time for Rundown Reviews. Rundown Reviews. Rundown Reviews.
So I got my superhero squad cup.
Nice.
Which good show. Oh, is there shit floating in my drink? At time of recording, I'm drinking eggnog that expires in 6 days. At time of release, I hope to God I'm still not drinking this eggnog.
It's the very first episode of the new year. So if you are,
oh God, Lord have mercy. Yeah, this expires in like 6 days. So.
I'm drinking a dry hard cider from Ambrosia Orchards here in Indiana. It's actually pretty tasty.
Not drunk enough yet. I was expecting you to be fucking plastered for this. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, brothers, sisters, and gender resistors, I just gave myself a me horse trying to get my leg up on the bed. Fuck, that hurts. God damn it.
That's a big Chuck horse right there.
Oh my God, it hurts so bad. Oh, anyway, it's winter, so I'm not drinking as much water as I was. I need to up my water intake. So otherwise, I eat more banana. I eat so many bananas. I eat like 2 bananas.
Dude, eat strawberries. They've got more potassium in them than bananas do.
Yeah, I like bananas better though, because I can put them in my peanut butter and jelly.
That's not what I thought you were going to say. You could put them in.
Well, yeah, of course. What else is Ron? Look, I'm not actually sure what the fuck we watched. Joey?
It was not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Okay, so this is
for a knockoff Doctor Strange.
This is Temu Doctor Strange. When I was looking at my list, when I was making the list of movies the second time, when I started actually going through a different list and adding stuff in here, this is one of them. This popped up, and when I read the description, I'm like, this sounds like Doctor Strange. Looked into it. Yes, this originally was supposed to be a Doctor Strange movie. When production started, it was 100% a Doctor Strange movie that was supposed to come out in the 90s. Before they were finished, actually about midway through, they lost the rights to Doctor Strange, and they're like,
I blame Captain America.
It's quite possible.
Is it the same studio?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
No, Marvel was just so pissed about the Captain America movie that they were just like, fuck it, we're pulling every license.
Possibly.
Wow, yeah, well, I mean, I can't
because they didn't have anything else. I'd have to look at the list.
The Incredible Hulk, I think, was the only other thing around this time.
Let's go. Yeah, and that was TV.
Yeah.
I think it's coffee grounds. I think there's coffee grounds in my cup.
Have you ever thought about washing it in between uses, Chuck?
I did. This is fresh out of the machine.
Speaking of fresh, I got a tattoo today.
Okay, so
love that for you.
Yeah,
I got a little rat.
The YouTube channel.
Got a little rat on my shoulder.
A little bone ratty guy.
I like it.
That's nice.
Oh, you know, he only looks bony because he's shiny.
He's brand.
There you go. But it goes all the way around.
I thought he was a skull. That was a rat skull.
I mean, that would have been freaking cool. I didn't think about that. Damn it, Chuck, where were you when I was thinking about getting this tattoo?
I don't know.
So looking back at it,
touching myself probably.
Thanks. You had Trial of Incredible Hulk in '89. That was made for TV movie. You had The Punisher in '89, Dolph Lundgren one. You had the Captain America one in 1990, which was that made for TV or was that?
I hope so, because it was
I can't remember.
Garbage.
Well, because I thought the other two were made for TV specifically, and this one was actually in theaters. The 91 was in theaters.
the what 1970s one or whatever it was.
The 1979 ones were made for TV.
Yeah.
Okay.
This one was probably made for TV also, I would assume.
Either way, and then you had Death of Incredible Hulk in 1990. The next Marvel movie we got was the 1994 Fantastic Four that didn't go
Never
anywhere.
got made.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, it got made. Just
Well,
never
it got made, but never got
it never got
put out
released.
in theaters.
After that, then we get Men in Black, which you can kind of, I mean, it's considered the Marvel because it's Marvel Studios, well, Marvel Production, whatever. But like Blade, and that's 1997. So it is very possible that they did pull the rights to this movie because they did not like what had happened with Hulk and Captain America. And I mean, Spider-Man wasn't anywhere. Fantastic Four didn't go anywhere because and we talked about that, Ron. You know, they made the movie too quickly
just to keep the rights.
And then they shelved it so that they can get the 2005 one out.
Yep.
I don't think Marvel gets to claim rights to Men in Black. The movie,
so they don't, but there is a Marvel comic, so that's why I
put
it
I
in
know
the Marvel section.
It was before the movie, right?
I believe so.
I think so. I'm still saying they don't get to claim it. You know what I mean?
They really don't. Outside of maybe having them appear in like a crossover issue at some point, but even that, I don't even think that was anything big. It was
especially just when the WB is the one that gets the cartoon. So,
do they?
Yeah, the Men in Black cartoon was released on Kids WB.
Nice. Oh, that's Fox. So that's Disney. So that's back to Marvel.
No, it was Kids WB.
Is that not Fox? Okay.
No, it was Kids WB because it was with the Jackie Chan Adventures.
That doesn't mean anything. That art style was literally
no, I know.
By everybody
but it was like the Kids WB block.
Yeah.
It was Batman Beyond, Jackie Chan Adventures, the Godzilla remake, Animaniacs.
I remember that thing.
And
holy crap, that had 4 seasons. Wow.
Yeah. And then Big Guy and Rusty. Oh no, Big Guy and Rusty the Boy Robot was Fox, but everything else. And X-Men Evolutions was a Kids WB show too.
You can actually watch the Men in Black cartoon on the Roku channel.
Oh, I don't have that. That's good though. But what we did watch, okay, so there is actually 2 versions of this movie.
There is.
I didn't realize this.
Yes, there is the regular version of this, and then there is the Mystery Science Theater 3000 version of this.
I ended up.
Yeah, I don't know why he did that to himself, but he watched both of them.
Mystery Science Theater 3000 would do. MST3K. There we go. I want to see what they would do. And
do you want to talk about that before or after?
We can talk about that before because it was very disappointing. Actually,
it was not great. I was very disappointed. So it was a relaunch of the original series where they were bringing in a lot of extra, like new people. It was essentially an all new cast. So Patton Oswalt's randomly associated with it.
Well, so that's the thing. In 2020, a new season got kickstarted with Jonah Ray as the guy on the base, and then Felicia Day and Patton Oswalt as the Mads, the evil doctors. It's on Netflix. They got 2 seasons. They got kickstarted for 2 seasons. And like it was a big deal. Like it was a big thing trying to bring back Mystery Science Theater 3000. And so that went on for 2 seasons on there. And then looking into it, apparently the next season, the 3rd season of that, or the 2022 season, got picked up by Gizmoplex, a channel that I've never heard of. And it has a new person on the Station of Love, or
I'm trying to find who
Emily something. Emily Conrad is her name on the show, but Emily something is her real name.
That's a weird last name.
Yeah, right. Anyway, like she wasn't the thing is, My introduction to Mystery Science Theater 3000 was the movie, the first movie that actually I don't ever went in theaters. And then I went back and found, so that one had Mike, and then I went back and found the episodes with Joel. The old Mystery Science episodes are great. There are some stinkers in there, but they're just classics. The movie that they pick are always wonderfully bad. Their jokes are great. And then I watched the Joe Janero one, and it was fine. I watched a couple episodes of those; they were fine.
Were they perfectly fine?
No, just fine. And then this one, this was like episode 5 of the season, and it was meh at best. Some, like Chuck and I were talking about earlier, the jokes just don't hit. Like, they tell 100 jokes and 95 of them miss, but the ones that do hit are actually fairly good. Got a good little chuckle. But no, in this version, which I didn't think they were going to show anyway, but they cut out the scene with the boobs. So Ron, you'd be all sad already.
Yeah, I'm glad I watched the version I did.
But they also they cut out the scene together, all together. I figured that's because of the formula of Mystery Science Theater 3000. That's when they would just go to their little projects that they do. No, they just cut out the scene altogether. And then there's obviously, for time reasons, that they shorten up some stuff. I noticed at the very end when, what's his name? The one guy goes to try and kill Mordrid. When he wakes up from being frozen, the cops are there. We don't, there's a scuffle between them before. That scuffle,
where he gets shot in the leg or whatever.
Well, they show him getting shot in the leg, but him waking up and falling down because he got kicked in the groin by Sam.
Oh yeah.
They don't show that.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I should probably pull out my notes. I'm so excited talking about it, but totally forgot to pull out my notes.
That happens.
It's fine. This movie, and
it wasn't terrible.
It wasn't great.
I wouldn't say it's even really good, but it wasn't terrible. There were some good parts to it.
I don't. It was a very. I can't find the guy that I thought played one of the voices that I super recognized. But according to the IMDb, it is not the guy I thought it was. So,
what
guy? The guy who played Servo, I was like, wow, his voice sounds like a dude from.
Oh, that's right. You were saying that.
College Humor, Dropout crew that does Actually and Game Changer and stuff. But that dude's white, and the person that they have doing Servo is black. So I have no idea who I thought that. I guess they just sound almost identical because he has a very distinct cadence and voice. This is a very early 90s movie that has to rely 100%. On a lot of it,
even down to the cast.
Effects. Yeah, but even
the dude that plays the bad guy, that's Shao Kahn from Mortal Kombat 2.
Yep,
and he's also in
X-Files. He's been
he was in dude was in everything back in the day. I think he was in Charmed also, and Hercules, and Xena, and pretty much anything that had a part for some big dude, he was in it.
Yeah, he was the Diedrich Boehner of early 90s action movies and stuff. If you just needed a menacing, weird looking dude, you brought him in.
Yeah.
Also, the chick that we do get to see naked, is also from Roadhouse, the rich dude's girlfriend, and we get to see her mostly naked in that too.
I haven't seen Roadhouse, so I couldn't help you there.
I thought she was Rizzo from Starship Troopers.
Oh, I don't know why Grease is not Starship Troopers.
No. Rizzo from Starship Troopers, and I know it wasn't her, but I couldn't not see it after my brain thought that. So I don't know.
So there's another. I don't want to steal from another show, but they have a segment that they call "Chick in the Bucket." Basically, you see them the one time and then they're gone. You don't ever see them ever again. They brought this up when they watched Wild Wild West, and the girl that Will Smith's character sleeps with in the water tower.
Yeah.
We don't see her ever again. So it's a chick in the bucket. She's basically a chick in the bucket. Like she's in the scene when Cabal shows up. In the original version, she's in the scene, obviously getting seduced by Cabal, completely naked. But then he kills her. Like literally, her character meant nothing.
Yep, just gratuitous nudity.
Yeah,
which I didn't even get to see. Whack.
The
Although that
the
would
chick-
explain why she disappears, and I couldn't figure out why.
exactly. So when the detective Tony is showing Sam pictures of a dead girl, like and the symbol on her head, that's her. That's who it was.
Didn't look like her. Had no idea. Probably
Yeah.
wasn't
Exactly.
Even,
I didn't think so either. But
I probably wasn't even paying attention realistically.
It's all fair.
I did watch this the entire time on a treadmill. So I did an hour and 36 minutes of workout. Although I will say that this movie did get the big truck plus 10 of the night a couple of times, but it was only when they would cut away to do intermission of Mr. Science Theory 3000 stuff, which was just literally word for word making taking parts from the movie and just reenacting them, and I was like, yeah, I don't need to rewatch this horrible part. I'm good, thank you.
What you did want to have him? You didn't want to see Tom Servo do a lecture that spill into a comedy scene?
Did it spill into a comedy scene? Is that what you want to call that?
This was supposed to be.
No, I didn't want to watch that. I didn't want to watch her look into a bowling ball, and the joke is that it's actually a bowling ball, and then she has to teach him bowling. No, I didn't want to do that. That was the other.
You know what? We should just start watching Mystery Science Theater 3000 shows. Those are great. Maybe
I'm sure there's more.
Oh,
yeah, I would watch the original. Though I remember the original the original from like the '90s being really funny.
Yeah, with Joel. Yeah.
Yeah.
And again, even the one with Mike episodes were great too.
Yeah.
But
no, not this one.
Not the one.
Anyway, my point was this is definitely a 90s movie in that it has to be a bunch of actors standing around while special effects things happen around them, and that's the action of the movie.
Oh, dude, the final battle with the dinosaurs. Dinosaurs look good. I'll give you that. Like
they looked fine.
Look better than the Clash of the Titans monsters coming out of the sewer.
Yeah, but weren't those from like 1968 or something?
Actually, one of the werewolves apparently was from another movie. Hold on.
Well, those Gremlin, the Gremlin things. Which, by the way, let's talk about the best thing of this movie, which is Gunner, the man who is apparently supposed to protect the prison, from my understanding.
The dude shooting the fucking magical grenade launcher.
Yeah. When he finally fired it and it went blah, 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 I was like, "Oh, not the sound I was expecting this thing to make."
It's a grenade launcher. I was expecting him to actually be shooting grenades, and when we got the little magical like bloops out of it, I was just like, "Oh, well, all right."
But he was if I could imagine what Pony Danza would be in a mystical universe, it would be Gunner. Like
you're not wrong.
Hey, I got an idea. Why not just go ahead and shoot them all? There's an idea. He took my eyes. Like I just fucking the entire time I was watching, I was like, "Oh, this is Pony. This is 100% Pony." Oh, okay, this makes sense.
Love it. Apparently, there was a werewolf in the back that was from The Howling, the movie The Howling.
Hey, real quick, if I can just derail. Joey, edit this out later. My fucking students are now just clicking to have access to a project that they've had access to for a whole year, and it is due tomorrow. And they are now just asking for access to it. These fucking kids. Anyway,
so Simon has homework that's due tomorrow at 11 o'clock. He was going to go do it today, but he has to go to the library to print the shit off. Their
No.
library is closed until tomorrow at 7 o'clock. So he's got like 7 hours worth of homework to do from 7 till 11 tomorrow because he fucked off and procrastinated to do it.
Good job, Cy.
So it's not just your students, Chuck. It's like a whole.
It's a whole generation.
Yeah.
And the thing is like I don't even think they care. You know what I mean? Like they don't.
Nah, he doesn't.
The generation doesn't care. They're just like, yeah, whatever. What's it gonna do?
So, look,
lower my grade lower? It's already low.
They're just like, fuck it. Society's gonna collapse before I have to pay my student loan debts back anyways. So who cares?
That's the dream, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyway,
so
what were we talking about?
Simon nodded his head yes.
we were talking about how Doctor Mordrid or Anton Mordrid looks like Timu version of Mark Dukakis.
The doctor's also a lefty. That was interesting.
Yeah. Spoke right to your heart.
So okay, speaking of Gunner though, when he leaves his apartment to go see Gunner, why does shit just start randomly catching on fire? And why does he just walk out of there while everything's burning?
Yeah. Right? And so was it still burning when he got back?
Yeah, it was because when What's-Her-Face was like, oh my god, called the fire department, and then he got her on fucking watch.
But he was gone for a week. You're telling me that apartment, that building, did not go up in flames in a week? Come on.
The books were protected magically.
Actually, I think Edgar was like
pissing on the fire.
Yeah, every like 5 minutes. Like, no, you stay over there.
But speaking of Gunner, the line "nail that son of a sorcerer."
Technically, he's also a son of
you
a
will
sorcerer.
be using that from now on, is what you're saying?
I'm gonna be throwing that out.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Perfect.
Yeah. Wow. All right. What a terrible...
Also, Goldman, the old lady neighbor.
Oh, what a bitch! Yo, she mind her own fucking business,
right? Like those are the kind of neighbors that have accidents down the stairs.
Yeah, she reminded me of my aunt, who I also want to push down the stairs. So that makes a lot of sense, actually. Ron, thank you.
Yeah.
So okay, the beginning of this starts out with 2 guys in an armored car, right?
Oh, dude, I love this part because the one guy they're in Rio de Janeiro, so
Brazilian.
So he turns around, says something to the other guy. I wrote down that he called
Portuguese.
Yeah,
right? Yeah. They speak Portuguese in Brazil. Yeah.
Oh, do they? Okay.
Yeah, everybody else speaks Mexican. They're Spanish, and they speak Mexican in Mexico, but in South America they speak Spanish, except for Brazil that speaks Portuguese.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know why
doesn't make no sense.
But I wrote down that he turned around and called the other guy's mom a whore. That's why he took his gun out and shot him.
Yeah, that's fair.
See, here's my question though. They were by the big huge Jesus statue, right?
Yeah.
Where was Jesus when those guards died? Where was he at? He just let those guys die.
No, he was right there. He watched it. He watched it happen.
Although he did have to take the wheel because that thing comes to a stop as soon as that guy gets shot.
Well,
what you don't know is Jesus is only allowed to save you one time. That's it.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Also, when Cabal shows up and he's got the fucking like medieval outfit but the fucking shades on, like that was some peak 90s shit right there.
Right?
Yeah, I gotta help, but I can't help but feel like Cabal did absolutely nothing wrong. What did Cabal do that was like actually wrong before he decided is like, hey, you're throwing me in fucking prison for like no goddamn reason. Now I'm pissed.
Oh, see, you didn't hear the tragic backstory that Doctor Mordrid used a hanky to show Samantha.
Yeah, did he project it on the hanky? Like,
and like threw it over her face. It was like that wasn't. It was actually laced with chloroform. That's what a lot of people don't know.
Does this rag smell like chloroform, dude?
Yeah, I think honestly, Doctor Mordrid,
creep. He's really fucking creepy.
Super creep, kind of a cop, despite the fact that he does try to kill cops.
Actually, he doesn't try to kill cops, right? I think cops are just trying to kill each other. They're shooting all willy nilly everywhere.
I mean, that's just cops.
But
1, 3, 1, 2,
without
man.
hesitation, just opening fire, like
All the time.
One of the dudes at the end tries to escape, and the dude with a shotgun just starts opening fire in the streets, and
Yep.
legit almost hits somebody with it. Like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So I also have written down that this whole movie could have been avoided if Mordrid had just stayed on the castle.
Yeah, 100%.
Like watching over Cabal there instead of being stationed by a pair of eyes on
Just
Earth.
thinking with his dick. That's all he's doing. That's why he went back.
Maybe.
Ron knows.
What? Oh, yeah, I think it was my dick all the time. It's fine.
Yeah, it's never gotten you in trouble at all. Ever.
Look, it got Cabal in more trouble than it got Mordrid in, right? I'm just saying. Yeah, Cabal got the chick naked and didn't.
I didn't see that part, Ron. I don't care if it was in the novelization of the movie.
That's right.
Okay?
Oh no, it was in the actual movie, not the fucking Mystery Science 3000 fucking Jork fucking robot off version of it.
I thought it was going to be a lot better. I thought it was.
You thought wrong.
Well, I figured it was like it's going to be really bad if they made a Mystery Science Theater 3000 episode of it. So I might as well watch a Mystery Science 3000 and have a good laugh. And then I laughed like maybe 5% of the time because the jokes weren't that funny.
So Samantha looked familiar.
I could not find anything I recognized her from.
The only thing that I have seen that she was in was Ski Patrol, which is a terrible 90s movie, but it's also fantastic.
I've seen it. It's like a late 90s, early 2000s, I thought.
No, it's like an early 90s.
Like a TV show from the early 90s?
Well, she was in an episode of Full House, which that's like but she did a bunch of TV. I will say that. She like a lot of soap operas in the early 90s. Like I said, Full House, I saw on there. Just I didn't recognize her really from any movies. So
yeah. Shout out to Family Matters. What a good show. I watch that at the gym in the mornings because it's on the big TV. Fucking funny ass show. It's actually legit funny. Urkel, I tell you, that fucking Urkel kid. Holy shit, he's going somewhere, you know? It's a great show.
That Urkel kid that's older than you. The last thing I think I saw him
not
in
at the time that I'm watching it. He's still in high school when I'm watching it.
I think the last thing I saw, what's his name, Jaleel White.
Mm-hmm.
The last thing I saw him in was like a sci-fi special, like one of the like Megalodon or some shit like that, some insane.
Dude,
or
that guy
has
so much money.
I was saying, or you watch them in Star Wars Skeleton Crew that is currently out.
Oh.
Nope, haven't seen it.
Well, at time of release.
At time of release, it's out, but in time of recording.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, but that dude never has to act ever again. He made so much fucking money and still does in closed caption or syndication.
Mm-hmm.
Like he gets syndication
All
checks,
of them do.
royalty checks. Like, a guy who played Carl Winslow literally says, like, I never have to act again. He's like, I literally can just take parts if I want.
Which he does. Like he is the principal on Invincible. Reginald Bell Johnson.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because actually, the character was actually based off of him. So
that's true.
Yeah.
The only good cop. Legitimately, the only.
We
good
have
cop.
we have said he is the
canonically on the show. We have said
yes,
and he is the only good cop.
Yeah. He should.
Yeah,
he never shot. Never shot Urkel. Okay, that's how you know he's a good cop.
Oh, he wanted to.
You've seen him touch his gun every now and then, but he never shot him.
These cops here. So the Tony, the detective. I had to look up his IMDb because like I recognize him from somewhere. I think he lost his job as a detective and went to work over at Area 51, and he's the guard that Will Smith sees and talks to when he brings the alien on Thursday.
Nice. Speaking of Tony, though, when he's like, I know about Evil Man. I was an altar boy. I thought he was going to stop it at that. And it would have been the funniest fucking line in the movie. But then he had to continue on and ruin it.
Yeah.
Yeah, Chuck's been an altar boy too. Did you see how white he had his mouth open?
I do have.
I was muted and yawning.
I got written down here. Even Cabal doesn't want to go to the Jersey because there was apparently one of the elements in Jersey. He's like, we'll hold off on that for now. We don't need that right now.
Yeah, nobody wants to go to Jersey. Why would you? The South is fucking miserable. It's too close to the city. It's all nothing but greasy fuckers. And then up top, like fucking north is just like your Bruce Springsteen wannabes. Fucking whack. Jersey's the worst. Blow it off the fucking planet. Like we don't need it. What's Jersey ever given us? Tomatoes?
Toxic Avenger.
Man, you're not making a good case here. So
You love the Toxic Avenger.
I know,
Chuck.
but I am willing to get rid of New Jersey if it means I don't have to deal with. You know what I mean? Like, goodbye. Don't need you, Jersey.
You'll get rid of Toxic Avenger if you don't have to deal with Jersey. That's what you meant.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah.
Look, it's just like the Spawn Cape. He gets it backwards sometimes, but it's fine.
It happens. It does happen.
No, that's called dyslexia, Ron. It's actually a thing. It's not. That's just how it works.
So,
learning
and again, I can't remember I can't remember the one guy's name, the guy who was obsessed with Cabal, who got shot and got arrested. But when he leaves, he escapes. He's running down the sidewalk, and there's a cop in a car who is watching him run, gets out of the car, and just kind of stares like, why aren't you chasing him down in the car, my dude? What are you doing?
Oh, because cops don't.
He couldn't. Yeah. He didn't have his gun out, therefore he wasn't interested.
I mean, he could have done like Wild West style and shoot.
No, because he was a white guy. He's not allowed to shoot him.
Oh. Well, that's not true. He got shot before. He got shot when he got pulled in.
That's true.
Yeah, I believe he shows. Is he at the police station? He's somewhere, and the cop pulls up, and he's like, "Hey, what are you doing?" And he's like, "Cast fireball with a Molotov cocktail into the side window." But he was in at the front of the car.
Yeah,
but look, he did the wanted curve shot thing for it.
Yeah.
But like at that point in time, I was actually kind of rooting for him. So I mean,
yeah, I was
sure his character was annoying.
Yeah, I was like rooting for him.
He looked like Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, he did.
He did a little. Yeah, wow, you're right.
That's Andrew Garfield's dad.
He he was really fucking annoying. He was a really annoying character. I
don't know how he pulled the hot chick.
I'll suck your dick right now. I'll do anything for you. All you gotta do is
that's why he sent him somewhere else so he could get the chick to suck his dick instead.
And he didn't even get that. He killed her before he could do anything with her.
Well, that's why Cabal had to die, because he, wasted a gratuitous nudity scene.
Motherfucker.
Speaking of, so we do get the scene where he gets to the museum. Apparently, and I didn't see this, but apparently it's supposed to be in Jersey, but there's LA signs, like the LA Museum everywhere on there, which is kind of hilarious. But so he's in there.
You've never been to the LA Museum in Jersey, Joey?
Nope.
Oh,
never have. Actually, I've never been to Jersey, so apparently
me neither.
No, you don't need to go. There's no redeemable.
You've seen everything important when you watched Toxic Avenger.
Was that even shot in Jersey?
I have no idea.
I don't.
Who knows?
I mean,
lots of things have been shot in Jersey, but
fair. But yeah, so we're at the climax of the movie. We're in the museum. Earlier in the movie, we had Cabal astro project to Mordrid as he was stabbing himself with crystal daggers, which
never came into play.
Well, no,
what was the point of that?
I think that he was like arming himself. He was putting ammunition in his body. What he threw at Mordrid or Cabal when he showed up was those daggers. I think I'm pretty positive. So he only has a limited number in his body. I could be wrong, but that's just my thinking. But so we had that earlier, and Mordrid says, "Look, I can astral project too," or whatever, and he does here at the museum. Obviously, Cabal can't do anything to him, but then he brings a skeleton of a T-Rex alive, which eats these guards. I also want to say these guards were terrible at their job. Hey, sir, like the mall's closed or the museum's closing, you gotta leave, and they walk away. They don't make him get out. Like, what?
That sounds about right.
Maybe he Jedi mind tricked him or something, you know.
But the fact that Mordrid waited until the first guard got killed before he even attempted to do anything is just kind of hilarious to me. He didn't care about people.
Mordrid had the worst facial expressions of any actor I think I've seen recently. Exactly. Like his whole thing was like,
yeah,
and that was pretty much it.
And for
what's going on?
Audio,
oh no,
the audio listeners, think Droopy Dog if you tried to smile. That's the face Ron just made. Yeah, he was not a good actor in this. Absolutely atrocious. A lot of
that's why. I was just say that's probably why he didn't get anything. I have never seen that dude in anything. So
the only other thing, looking at his IMDb, the only other thing I seen him in was House on Haunted Hill. He was the doctor that was killed when the patients took over the hospital.
Okay, so I've actually seen that movie.
He's like the very beginning. He's that doctor. He's that creepy doctor.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So he's still stuck with his doctor bit, huh?
Kind of, yeah. I guess.
Yeah, but he would have been Doctor Strange?
I don't know if he would have been Doctor Strange. They just were still in the middle of production when they lost the rights, and the guy was like, "Yeah, I'm already." Well, you know what? Here, I'll pull it up because I was.
What does that mean if
there.
they're in the middle of production? That means they're not actually shooting stuff?
Here it is. So directors Albert Band, yeah, they're like basically getting everything. I guess that'd be pre-production, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Directors Albert Band and Charles Band had originally conceived this movie as an adaptation of the Marvel Comics character Doctor Strange, for which they had obtained the license from Marvel Entertainment. However, the pre-production, so I was wrong on that one, phase took so long that by the time filming started, they lost the rights to the name. Instead of scrapping the film altogether, the script was rewritten into the R-rated standalone film. So yeah, he would have been Doctor Strange.
Ew.
That would have been awful.
That was not a good choice. I enjoyed the other one better, like the 70s version. Which
the 70s one wasn't bad.
Yeah, that's like upper middle of our pack right now, but like it's like I think we gave it like a 7 or something.
Yeah, it was like a 7.3 or maybe I don't know.
Yeah,
I feel like Vincent Price would have played a really good Doctor Strange. I don't know why. Just same vibe. Has the mustache already. He's all set. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Vincent Price is great.
Yeah, it's this. So it is very obvious though that this is a bootleg Doctor Strange.
Like 100%.
Yeah, all the way through. Like the magic, the amulet being like
the quasi outfit.
Power. Yeah. The whole fucking Wile E. Coyote level of you have to go get my amulet because I can't do anything. Like part of the movie.
That was kind of. I mean, I guess thinking on it, like it makes sense. He didn't do any magic without his amulet in hand ever.
That's not true. He showed her his magic backstory on a hanky.
That's a good point. That's a very good point.
Yeah, maybe the
amulet.
I don't know.
He did have his inner sanctum, like the Sanctum Sanctorum,
with a giant espresso machine.
Yeah, and the 30 different TVs.
Yeah, and conveniently, the TV that he hears is the one that he needs to hear, even though they're all
just
on.
Right there in the middle of Brooklyn or wherever, because that makes total sense. He would have had to knock out literally 9 or 10 different apartments to make that one apartment.
I think he built that building.
Well, he owned the building, so it's fine.
Well, yes, that is also the big twist of this movie. Is
not
he's
really
also listen? They played it off like it was a big deal. Was that he was the fucking landlord, of the
Mysterious
building.
landlord that never
Yeah, yeah.
responded.
When Sam said, "Oh, I'm gonna," when the Mrs. whatever her name was, bitch, said like, "I'm gonna write to the owner or to the landlord or to the manager," and then Sam's like, "Oh, well, he's invisible." It's like, well, I'm gonna also say something to the owner. If you ever find him too, no one knows who it is. Immediately, I knew it was Mordrid. Like,
Yep.
Immediately, I'm like, okay, that just
And
it makes
also,
sense considering his
hey.
apartment is the size of my house.
Yeah, also, hey, fuck that guy. Like, he doesn't fix shit in this place. And he walks around like it's a big fucking deal.
Allegedly,
Also,
it was illegal to have a garbage disposal in apartments in that time.
that would make sense.
What it says. So
Piping
His was a magical garbage disposal, okay?
it was her garbage disposal.
Also,
That's why it quit working.
would it not? I would love to know because she figures it out because her rent check is on the floor or on the table or something. She goes, "Why is my rent check here?"
He's basically like, I gotta think of an answer real quick, and just doesn't say.
And then she's like, "Oh, your secret's safe with me as long as you fix my garbage disposal." And it's like, if that was mailed to him, then obviously he's in the building. They could put two and two together.
He gets it sent to a P.O. box, and then he goes and picks it up. The P.O. box has a magical depository that goes right to his desk.
P.O. box Oriana, New York.
Oneonta.
Whatever. Oriental.
P.O. box
Ooh, that's
G,
racist.
Oneonta, New York. I don't know what the zip code is because it's a different zip code because Oneonta and West Oneonta. It's technically in West Oneonta. It's totally
P.O. Box G, West Oneonta, New York. 13861.
Yeah, 13861 I think is correct.
Yes.
That's him. Box full of farts. I don't know.
Yeah, do it. Fart in a box and send it to him. His dad picks it up and he has no legs. So.
Doesn't his dad have no legs?
No. Oh no, the joke is that Tim told me that his dad didn't have legs and I believed him until I met his dad and he had fucking legs. And I was
that lying son of a bitch.
I was like, because he was like telling me the story of like how he lost his legs to diabetes and stuff, and because like my mom lost her toes. I was like, oh wow, fuck, all right, that's crazy. And like just a Tim lie, you know what I mean, just for comic effect. And then I meet his fucking dad, and he has regular fucking legs. So every time I see his dad now, I go, Mr. France got nice legs. And he doesn't understand the joke, which is really funny to me.
That's even better.
Yeah. Hey, Tim also had a sister for like 2 years. He doesn't have a sister, but he just told everybody he did until one day somebody asked about it. He goes, I don't have a sister. She's like, yeah, you do. I think it was his wife. I think for like a wife for like 2 years. Yeah.
Oh shit!
It
wasn't his sister. It wasn't his sister. It was his girlfriend. He just had to pretend it was his sister until she could go away. Sorry, Tim. I didn't mean to throw you under the bus there, bud. That's okay. Nobody listens to the show, anyways.
Exactly.
Nobody from the network except for Chuck.
The fifth.
We do have a review, so I got to read that at the end.
We got a review.
Yeah.
It's going to be
that's exciting.
So, why exactly couldn't she go with Mordrid when he had to leave at the end?
Because her body couldn't handle it.
But then he comes back 5 minutes later.
Also, how did she get into the apartment? He tells her to take care of Edgar for him.
He wrote down the code for her somewhere, probably.
On her panties.
But it's a lock. Just give her the key.
It had a key code on it. Yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that part. Okay, that makes more sense.
We talked. They made the joke about gold licorice on the show. On
I don't remember that.
3000.
So. I don't remember that at all.
Okay.
Damn,
listen, I didn't say I listened to it. I just said I had it on while I was on the treadmill for an hour.
Yeah, also, when he does reappear, and apparently he was listening in on her conversation to Edgar, because she said something about having eggnog and watching a movie I don't
It's
know.
a Wonderful Life, I think, or something like that.
And he pops in. He's like, "Hey, let's go have some of that eggnog and watch our movie for the first time." I'm like, "What are you talking about? You creep! What? That's..." And she finds it hot. Like, what are you doing?
I will say this.
It's not as bad as the cameras he has in the bathroom. Oh,
well, yeah. The Mystery Science Theater 3000 does break down of like what does it classify? Is this a Christmas movie?
Okay, this is not a Christmas movie. You know, what happens. The very end happens at Christmas. This is not a Christmas movie. Die Hard. The plot takes place at Christmas. It's a Christmas movie.
But their argument
ho ho ho. He even says ho ho ho. I've got a shot or got a machine gun.
Released in June. It's a Christmas movie. Anyway, sorry.
Yeah, I believe the theory was that it had to be released in the Christmas season for it to be a Christmas movie.
That's what
was the theory
brought up. Yeah,
uh-huh.
I don't like that at all.
Shout out to Elite Eight Showdown. Well documented that I don't think that the Die Hard is a Christmas movie technically, but whatever. But Tim thinks it is, not because it takes place during Christmas, but because at some point in the movie they do gather around the black cob and sing Christmas carols to him. And that is what classifies a movie to be a Christmas movie. So they have to gather around the one cop that's black, and they have to sing Christmas carols to him, as they do, and that's why, that's why it works. It's also why the Christmas Carol is technically a Christmas movie. Well, no, the original Christmas Carol is not, but a Muppet Christmas Carol is.
Muppet Christmas Carol is 100% a Christmas movie,
right? Because they gather around the cop, the black cop, and the only black cop in the movie, and they sing Christmas carols to him.
If you go check out, I mean, I know it's already after Christmas by the time people are listening to this, but over on Walk to the Multiverse, myself and my friend Don, we discuss all of the versions of A Christmas Carol. He apparently is a big aficionado of Christmas
no, if it's
Carol.
on a podcast, I think it is aficionado.
Thank you.
That's a good joke.
We're gonna break down. Like, time of recording, I just started watching the list. I watched the very first one from 1935. Not terrible, but there's some stuff in there that I had no idea was part of the book because I've never read the book, which I'm going to rectify before I do the recording. But yeah,
that way you can be like, I'm actually in the book.
Kinda, yeah. Look, Muppet Christmas Carol is my favorite. One of my favorite.
Oh, Muppet Christmas Carol is like GOAT. Like of all the Christmas Carol versions, a Muppet Christmas Carol is the best one. Like, it's not even close.
But I also know that there's parts in there that are like there's not everything from the book is in there. Like actually having
Muppets.
Well, no, everything can have Muppets. It's fine. Like, if you think everything has Muppets, it has Muppets. If this movie had Muppets, it might have been a better movie. Outside,
like they were fighting with the Muppets at the end instead of
keep Cabal real and then have everybody else Muppets.
No. You only keep the chick that gets naked as real, and then everything else is Muppets. That way, I can keep my boob count, and it doesn't have to be Muppet tits.
All right, that's super. But the dinosaurs also have to be Muppets at the end,
which would be fantastic.
Yeah,
be great. I love it. But yeah,
I mean, that actually might have made this movie that much better.
Actually, what I would have liked is if you use magic or you're affected by magic, the second it happens to you, then you become a Muppet. So, like, the dinosaur bones are bones until they come to life, and then they become Muppets. Would be really funny to me.
So that means that everybody that he freezes in time is Muppet?
Yeah.
But wait, so would Gunnar have started out as a Muppet because he had his eyes burnt out, or would he have become a Muppet after he healed it?
He's already magician. No. Well,
actually,
magician. He's got an amulet himself.
That's true.
I think he actually is a sorcerer of sorts.
I will say, actually, if we were doing the Muppet role and one person stays human, Gunnar stays human, and the rest of the movie becomes a Muppet, that would have been fucking awesome. Wow, what a great movie that would have been.
Oh shit. Okay. Yeah, that's all I've got for notes.
Hey, that's all I have for notes too.
All right, quick night. That's what I like to hear, baby.
Quickish night. All right, so kill count got a total of 8. Didn't have a lot of deaths, which was.
You can count my gut, because I had just mixed the eggnog with lemon lime drink.
Oh,
My stomach is not. Yeah, I don't love it, but my stomach is not happy right now.
Yeah, I bet.
I'm gonna throw up.
Not on stream.
Maybe.
What you got for bingo?
I've got Comic Logic, Betrayal by a Friend, because originally Cabal and Mordrid started out as friends.
I think they were brothers.
Something like that.
Yeah, either way.
Talking trope, because Mordrid talks in like the old English, sort of. You've got sexual
he just
innuendo.
talks like a guy from Brooklyn, like a white guy from Brooklyn. That's all.
Sexual innuendo.
He just talks like a gentrified Brooklyn guy.
Nudity, government interference, origin flashback, and I considered putting in unexplainable science because the guy keeps trying to say that everything that happened was, he's sitting there talking about some magic shit when it can't be real, and then the other dude's talking about his diet program where he drinks it and he loses 20 pounds a week, so that counts as unexplainable science to me.
Yeah, that tracks.
I think was just becoming like a really big thing.
Yep,
that's probably why.
Yeah,
makes
sense.
It was a good.
Also,
joke.
There you go. It definitely sucked for him when he was in the middle of drinking that shake when Sam lighted him.
Why? But why
would that not have drowned him?
That exactly. Because it'd just be
but also, why doesn't that freeze? Why is it just humans?
Because it only freezes the person that sees the flash. The milk can't see the flash.
That's stupid.
I don't know.
It just sounds like lazy special effects.
They wanted to have a reason to pour milk all over that poor schlub, and they got it.
I think if you mix eggnog and lemon lime drink together, it gets you drunk. I feel drunk right now. I don't know what's happening.
That's because it's fermenting the milk in your stomach.
Yeah, probably. Holy shit! I do not. I'm gonna throw up.
Well, give us the spawn cape real quick, Chuck.
Yeah.
Violently throw up everywhere. Look,
that's some hot garbage.
None of this looked good. All of the special effects very bad. We didn't even talk about Monitor, which is the eyes.
The eyeballs just staring at him in space.
Yeah, just whose voice was that, by the way? Because the voice sounded super familiar.
I didn't even look. Hold on.
I didn't look it up either, but it did sound familiar.
I was just like, all right. I assume Monitor was supposed to be like the Watcher, maybe.
I think so.
Yeah,
it would make no sense.
But they would have just still kept it giant eyeballs. I don't know. I'm gonna say 1 out of 3. Like nothing holds up in this. And I remembered this time. It is not good. It looks really, really dated. It is a lot of what drives me nuts about the special effects is it's a lot of people have to stand around while the special effects are happening around them, which is like very much a 90s trope to like unless it is specifically somebody who's good at martial arts. So the idea is to feature that in the combat, or they have a gun. Otherwise I'm going to stand here. Okay, now I'm going to cast my spell, and I do hand wave, and then I stay here so you can track the like special effect. And it's real bad, and I did not like it. So 1 out of 3 spawn capes.
So I'm bringing up the cast. Oh, actually, hold on. Let me go back there.
Are you?
Yes, I'm gonna do it right here. Present, share screen. Okay, yeah, and boop, and a boop. So right here, Maury, the guy with the long hair, he looks very bald now. And then you got a picture of Irene, who looks very, very sexy. Just saying. But I brought it up to show that they have nobody credited as Monitor. So I have no idea who did the voice of that.
That's annoying. Oh, Cabal was played by Brian Thompson. That's his name.
Yes, right there.
Yeah. That dude was made to be a villain. Like, I can't see him playing anything else.
Or was it Adrian that was the one guy? Was Adrian the lackey?
Probably.
Maybe.
Or was it Morris?
I
Oh,
know the timeline
Gunner.
the timeline doesn't work here, but the guy who plays Gunner looks like what I assume the kid from Bad Santa will grow up to look like in time. But I could be wrong. But
If it was a Doctor Strange movie, it would have worked out.
that's true.
Because then he could have just went back in time and changed it, or sent him back to time.
Yeah, you can do that.
So the special effects, we agree, looked bad. But you know what looked really good in this? The thing that made our boob count. And that was a boob count of 2. And I am glad that they got Irene naked for this, because at least it had some part of the movie that wasn't completely...
Were they like classic rock hard fake tits?
No.
No.
They were actually pretty nice.
Yeah.
Oh man, I love a good rock hard fake titties though. There's something about it. I enjoy that. It's good.
Well, that's fair, Chuck. What'd you give this though, Chuck? What's your score on here out of 10?
Out of 10, what do you got?
Oh man. All right. Is this a Doctor Strange movie? Yeah, kind of. Pretty much. Yeah. Look, this wasn't good. I didn't enjoy it, and the Mystery Science Theater 3000 episode kind of bummed me out. It wasn't nearly as funny as I thought it was going to be. But if I'm looking objectively at this movie, it doesn't do anything for me. I'll never watch it again. I will probably tell anyone I know, like, hey, you want to see this bootleg Doctor Strange movie? Here you go. It's really bad. I'm going to give this a 2.23. It was bad. I didn't even like the dinosaurs, and I love dinosaurs.
Oh, one of them wasn't a dinosaur; it was a mastodon.
That's true.
Yeah,
which was as big as a T-Rex.
That somehow just flat out impales Cabal, and then that's the end of the fight.
He was distracted. Like they brought it up earlier. He got distracted when they were fighting, and that's how Adrian or Anton Mordrid was able to lock them up originally.
All right.
I don't know. I got nothing.
You say so.
What about you, Ron? What you got?
All right. So the movie was not completely terrible. Obviously it had boobs in it, so it gets a whole extra, score for that. But also it was kind of disappointing. There were some good parts, but they were way weighed out by the bad parts. I do like the dude that plays the bad guy. Like, he is like the quintessential 90s bad guy.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that for him. But I'll never watch this movie again. I'm like Chuck said, I might share it with somebody just so they can get a laugh about it. But my score reflects obviously that there were boobs in it, because I gave it a 3.92 because it gets 2 points for boobs.
That's a good call. Yeah.
And Joey, what did you give it?
Yeah, this one, I'm kind of in the same boat as both of you. It's a meh movie. I didn't have a terrible time. Like, there was very few moments that I enjoyed.
You watched it twice.
And I watched it.
Yeah, what the Joey, stop wasting your own time. Like, if there's somebody who values Joey's time less than he does, I would like to meet that person, because Joey just wastes his own time. It's incredible.
Yeah, it happens. I mean, I was looking
Does
forward,
it
like you,
happen?
Chuck. I was looking forward to the Mystery Science Theater 3000 version.
Yeah,
And then I got disappointed by that. So,
yeah.
but no, so this one, whatever. It's a whatever movie. I'm never gonna watch it again. I have no plans on watching it again. I gave it a 3.23, which gives us a combined score of 3.13, which drops it in at number 111 out of 129 movies. It is just behind The Adventures of Buckaroo Banzai and Toxic Avenger Part 2 at a 3.23.
Okay.
And just above G.I. Joe the movie at a 3.05 and Double Dragon at a 3.03.
That's pretty accurate.
It's not, I mean, that's a
nice
spot for it.
I think I'd probably watch Double Dragon again before I watch this. Actually, I don't know. This has boobs in it, but Double Dragon has Alyssa Milano. So that's like...
Yeah, how do you go weigh that? Yeah.
Yeah.
The weight of the world on Ron here. Jesus. It's like Sophie's Choice, isn't it, Ron? You gonna be okay?
What's Sophie's Choice?
Sophie's Choice was a movie where she had to choose between one of her kids to live, and I don't remember why. The devil, maybe? The devil was involved, I think. It was like...
Yep.
It may,
That's why I always offer other people's kids when I make deals with the devil. It's so much easier that way.
I feel like it was a movie in the 70s, I think, but it was like a big deal. It may have been a TV movie, like that's how big of a deal it was. But I think it's a book. I think Sophie's Choice is a book. But she has to like choose between her two kids, and she doesn't know which one to choose because the other one's gonna die or something. I don't know. My mom would make reference. Anytime I would come to her with like having to choose between two things that were irrelevant, she'd just go, "Oh wow, it's like Sophie's Choice."
It had Meryl Streep in it. The movie did.
Yeah. You got a plot?
Meryl Streep's pretty hot.
Kevin Kline is in it. Let's see. Stingo, a young writer, moves to Brooklyn in 1947 to begin work on his first novel. As he becomes friendly with Sophie and her lover, Nathan, he learns that Sophie is a Holocaust survivor. Flashbacks reveal her harrowing story from pre-war... prosperity. Sorry, I don't know why that one just stopped in my head. To Auschwitz. In the present, Sophie and Nathan's relationship increasingly unravels as Stingo grows closer to Sophie and Nathan's fragile mental state becomes ever more apparent. So her choices between her current lover and this new guy? What?
I really remember it being her kids.
Apparently it's not.
Am I thinking Pandora's Box then? I don't know.
Pandora's Box is the choice of, like, she opens up the box and that releases literally all the evils into the world, I thought.
I don't know, man. I really remember there being kids involved. Anyway.
Okay.
The point
anywho, Joey, why don't you go ahead and read us that review?
Well, I was going to do it.
I
can do it right now. All right, so this review came in over on the Discord, which, Chuck, how can they get into the Discord?
Hey, you can get in the Discord by heading over to patreon.com/professional casual until it changes. You can get access to the hot Discord by hitting that 301 tier. Hit the 301 tier because that directly supports us. All right? You trailer trash pieces of crap. So head over there, 301. I've been watching a lot of 90s wrestling, and The Rock calls people trailer trash. Yeah.
Okay.
Trailer park trash, actually. So go check that out. That's how you can get access to the Discord. And somebody left us a review. Go ahead.
Yeah. Tim plays BB3 now. I do not know who this person is. So thank you, Tim plays. This is wonderful.
Plays BB3 now.
Yeah.
Oh, that's Tim. That's your boss. He plays. He said he plays Blood Bowl. BB3 is Blood Bowl 3rd edition now.
Oh,
is that his dad?
Oh no, that's X-Paxis. Okay, never mind. Yeah, this is a. Okay, hold on. Let me think of all of his nicknames now. So he's X-Paxis, Buffalo Spin Dip. No, what was his name? It'll come to me. Go
okay,
ahead.
So X-Paxis, thank you. This is awesome.
Mick something was the most recent one that I heard.
Oh, Kawhi McNutt.
Tim.
Yeah.
And then there was something Punch Wagon. I don't remember what the other one was.
I love it.
Oh man.
All right, so I'd like to leave a 5-star review here. Chuck continues to be the Rock needing to be pushed uphill, this time by a co-host who is not Tim from Elite 8 Showdown. A truly ground-preserving show where the most inane and noxious behavior is not only tolerated, but promoted. I mean, why oh why do they keep Tracy on staff? She is intolerable and annoying. I'm seriously surprised Tim still pays her under the table without Chuck being aware. So, 1,100 hours listened to, 316 of which were not terrible. The Sharks wouldn't even bite at the rest. Anyway, so far, they have delivered on their promise. Halfway there, boys. Comic Book Rundown is great. Valve, Rotor, G, Contrabass, Bugle. I didn't say it was a review for us. It was just a review.
That's true. Fucking leave it to X-Paxis. All right. That makes sense.
So, thanks for that review, X-Paxis.
Hey, thanks. Anyway, yeah, go leave. You know what? Go leave 5-star reviews for our show on other shows, because that does about as much work for us as it does leaving it here. You know what I mean? Because, fun fact, nobody will delete a 5-star review, regardless of whether it's written from, because it will so badly bomb their algorithm if they don't have a 5-star review. So if you leave 5-star reviews on anything, you can do it on other shows. You can do it on Amazon reviews. You can put it in comments. Go on Reddit. Go on Reddit and put it in there, but don't make it sound like it's self-promotion, because then it gets taken down most of the time. But yeah.
But Chuck, where can they find you? Or do you just want to?
You can find me at patreon.com/professionalcasual,
Yep.
but that's the best place to support this show. 301 tier. Hit that.
That's the current place to support the show. Let's put it that
Until
way.
further notice, that is the current place. But
Now, Chuck,
we might be getting a divorce.
It's the beginning of the year. Are you going to pretend that you're going to make stuff for your accounts and lead us on for months? And
I mean, New Year, same me, probably. But you can find my hobby page at Kicked Out of the Hobby at Noe and Kicked. Where
you have been active on that.
I've been much more active than I normally have. I've been really trying to push being more active on there. I did, at time of recording, paint a Warhammer 40k kill team in a weekend because I need it for like a weekend coming up for a game, and this was the only weekend I was going to do it. So I speed painted. They don't look great, but they look tabletop quality, and that's all that mattered. And I'm never probably going to go back and redo them. So they look. When in doubt, Ron, slap an oil wash on it. You know what I mean? That's all you got to do. So, Ronald, where can they find your oil washes?
Well, I don't know, actually. No. You can find me on Instagram and TikTok at Good at This Game. You can find my art on Instagram at Good Art This Game. And also, I made what is it called? Blue Sky.
Hey.
But I haven't done anything with it, but it's there. Joey, where can they find you?
You guys can find me over on Instagram, on Threads, on Blue Sky, all at Comic Book Rundown. You can email us comicbookrundown@gmail.com. We've got a channel over on Discord as part of the Professional Casual, but we have a little blurb in there just for us. You can rate and review anywhere, obviously. We'll read it on the upcoming episode. Our merch, we've got merch over at Redbubble and TeePublic. Hopefully,
anything new?
Well, look, not at the time of recording. Hopefully, by the time of release.
Okay.
Which again, beginning of the year. In theory.
New year, new merch. New year, new merch.
Yeah, there we go. New year, new merch.
Hashtag.
Our song was done by the Father Doctor, formerly known as Cam.
Do you know where you can also find Joey? At our Patreon, where you can check out the Getting Franchised show. Yes. We just recorded
the third episode.
The third episode, which at time would probably be at the end of January.
Correct. It should be, in theory,
if it gets released
at the end of the month.
in theory at the end of the month, which we did Evil Dead we did The Evil Dead and Evil Dead. Which, fun fact, spoilers, we liked one a little bit better than the other. And the answer may surprise you. So go check that out. Go watch those two movies, and then go check our review. I really like the. Yeah, that was a good talk. I'm halfway through Evil Dead Rise.
I was wondering if you were going to start watching it or not.
Yeah, I started watching it. I got thoughts and feelings I may bring up next month. So,
okay.
We'll
Have
see.
either one of you watched Ash vs. the Evil Dead?
No, we talked about that.
We do talk about that, but I've heard it's
watched like one episode.
You know what? I thought it was delightful. It's got Lucy Lawless in it sometimes.
She's hot.
It is very campy. It is very like the ridiculous amount of gore that they do is just fantastic. I don't know. I liked it. It was fun.
I brought up on the recording that about the Freddy vs. Jason vs. Ash comic that came out, and it's actually fairly good.
Oh, so we have to watch The Evil Dead now.
There's just an Evil Dead comic. I remember seeing it.
There's a Friday 13th comic. There's a Nightmare on Elm Street comic. There's literally comics for everything. Okay.
We will never run out of movies.
Well, at some point when we do, I'll just bring in video game movies too, because those are fun.
We should just tie those in right now. Fuck
Might
it.
have to start.
Yeah, we could get rid of some of this.
We covered Double Dragon. Double Dragon's a game
We did
movie.
Street Fighter.
We did Street Fighter.
We did Resident Evil. Yes, we can easily.
Let's just bring them all in. Let's just bring them all in. You know
what? New year, new us. We're only doing comic book movies.
Video game
Lord of the Rings has comic books.
Or video games. What did I say? Comic
There we
movies?
go.
Oh, wow. Sorry,
Lord of the Rings has a video game.
I apologize. My idiot fucking students are bombarding me with emails because they need access to the project that's due fucking tomorrow at 4:00.
I'm bleeping all that out. Anyway,
You won't.
so-
It's fine. You know what? Actually, it won't matter because they won't be my students anymore. So I can
yeah,
talk shit
by the
about
time
them all I want.
by the time this comes out, they're
Yeah.
like the school new year hasn't started.
Yeah,
yet, so
congratulations, fuck ups. New year, new class. Oh.
Yeah. Congratulations, New Year, same shitty fucking score you're gonna get. So
fine. All right, everybody. Our next movie we're gonna be watching
yeah.
is gonna be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 3: Turtles in Time.
Oh, what a
1993.
horrible way to continue our new year, Joey.
look,
What the fuck?
That's just how it all played out. Looking at what we have coming up, this first month is not going to be good. I'm sorry. That's just how it is.
I'm looking forward to a bad month, if I'm being honest with you. You know what? I
had Star
enjoy
Wars. That was pretty
shitting on
bad.
movies.
No, that's fair. That's true. Those are always fun. Although we went longer on this one than I expected, so yeah.
Well, we
Expected
milked
like
it
40
out.
minutes. That is true. We did talk about other random shit other than the movie. So
And on
All
that
right.
note,
But I feel like we don't do that all that often, and it is kind of nice to like. Because when I go back and listen to this a month from now, I'll be like, "Oh yeah, I remember when we talked about that. That was nice."
oh
movie
yes,
or the
I
bullshit?
remember talking about that.
Back in my
Oh.
day, we had to listen to both hills, both ways, two hills, both ways. It's all.
all right, everybody. Thank y'all for listening.
Scene.
We will catch you next time.
I
Bye.
remember in my day it was Scooby Doo.